What's up guys, welcome back to AFC Game by Game. I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. First and foremost, apologies that there was no coverage of the game against Notts Forest in the week. Obviously a fantastic win, beating them by 5-0. Great to see some younger players and some fringe players get into the team and have a good performance, especially a certain Callum Chambers who put in an exquisite performance at right back. Lots of things to be pleased about from that game, and it's left Unai Emery with a big headache going into this match against Manchester United, which I wanted to talk about in this video today. I've got mixed opinions. I've got mixed feelings going into this game. This is probably the worst United side that we're coming up against in some time, but that doesn't mean that I'm confident by any means going to Old Trafford. This is always a tricky game for us. We've gone and played United when they've had some terrible, terrible sides. I remember when Rashford first came onto the scene, his second game or something, scored against us. I remember when they came to the Emirates and they had an absolutely horrendous defence and they still managed to beat us. We've had some shockers against United, so don't get it twisted. This is not a foregone conclusion. Going to Old Trafford and getting a win, irrespective of the result, if it's just a scrappy 1-0, that would be massive, because it shows that we've overcome that mental block that we've had at Old Trafford in recent years, and I think that would put us in such a good position in the table. We're currently mid-table after all the games that have happened this weekend, but a win would put us back into fourth, I believe, fourth or fifth, given that Leicester got such a good win today, beating Newcastle by 5-0. But we'd still be in a very good position, and I'd be more than happy with where we'd be if we get this win against United. And I think it's imperative that we do. We've got all the utensils up front to go to United and get 3 points. We've got such a good front line, and United, with all their injuries, we're not playing them. We couldn't be playing them at a better time. Let's be honest, we could not be playing them at a better time. I am worried about the threat they've got going forward still, because I can definitely see Mason Greenwood scoring a brace against us. As ridiculous as that sounds, we have such a awful defence at the minute, and I really do hope that Emery addresses this and brings in Callum Chambers, brings in Rob Holding, brings in Kieran Tierney, because those three will make the difference in this game. My personal opinion is that only 2 of those players will start at most. I'd love to see Rob Holding come into the centre of defence, though. I think we need him so badly. Lining up with Socrates and David Luiz is it's asking for trouble, and United will have opportunities irrespective of who they line up with up front, because they have got every opportunity to cause havoc in our back line. So that's something that I am worried about. Defensively, I definitely think we can get this United side. They've of course brought in Harry Maguire, and it looked so promising at the start of the season when they had Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw at the back. Now it's not looking so great. They are looking very gettable in defence, so I think we can certainly expose them with the players we've got going forward. Aubameyang, Pepe, and then who plays in the midfield from our point of view. It'll certainly be interesting to see who we play, because you've got to say that Torreira and Willock pivot looked very good in the game against Notts Forest, and I wouldn't be surprised if Emery split it up, because of course we know that this game is coming in the aftermath of Emery announcing his 5 captains, and our senior captain of course being Granit Xhaka. Now that's divided opinion massively, rightly so, because Granit Xhaka is not a player that should definitely be in the starting 11 every week. He has some very good attributes, he has some very, very poor attributes, and I think we all know what his good and his bad qualities are by now. But he's got those leadership qualities that I suppose we need in a team. He's vocal. He is a leader. I mean, he does naturally come across as a leader. So I can see why he's been picked. If the players voted for him, then I've got no real argument, because the players know who they want to be leading the team. So if that's the case, I've not got too much of an issue with it. Personally, my choice probably would have been Aubameyang. Guy is always happy, has been so important in bringing through someone like Guendouzi, Lacazette as well. These 2 players, really big characters in the team. And then looking more long term, someone like Bellerin would be a great option. Been at the club for a long time now, knows the insides of the club. But it's Xhaka for now. It's done. It's happened, and there's no point arguing about it, because there's nothing we can do. So I'm almost certain that he's going to start this game in midfield. If he starts with Guendouzi, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of Xhaka and Guendouzi. I think you need one or the other. I don't think you need both. I'll be going Xhaka Torreira if Xhaka is to start this game, which I think he almost certainly will. And I would play Mesut Ozil. I know a lot of people are against this, but I think if we're going to line up with the likes of Aubameyang, Pepe and Nelson or Saka, then we need someone to be creating. And Dani Ceballos, for me, he's a very exciting player, but he doesn't quite have the vision of someone like Mesut Ozil does. Maybe he'll get that later on in the season when he's bedded in a bit more. But for me, Ozil knows these players a little bit better than Dani Ceballos does. Not necessarily Nicola Pepe. I mean, Ozil and Pepe haven't really had a working relationship as of yet. But Aubameyang and Ozil is something that very much excites me. Nelson as well. I mean, his runs off the ball. I think there's very, very much to be excited about with Ozil starting this game potentially. Now, I don't think he'll start personally, and I haven't got too much of an issue with Ceballos starting. They offer something very, very different, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Ceballos is someone that's going to drive at the United defence, which is something that I think we could benefit from massively. Ozil's going to create, so I don't think we should be too much of a hindrance with whoever starts in that central attacking midfield role. But one thing I definitely don't want to see is Xhaka, Torreira, Guendouzi. That would be awful if we start with those three. Not that they're poor individuals, but it's just that we don't need three players that are just going to sit in front of the defence. We need someone going forward. So my choice would be Xhaka, Torreira, Ceballos, or Ozil. Torreira, Guendouzi, Ceballos, or Ozil, and then maybe Torreira, Guendouzi, and Willock. I think that's one of our most exciting midfields. And I don't think it will start in this game. I think there's more likelihood of that starting maybe on Thursday night. But I'm very excited by the midfield options we've got. I just hope Emery gets it right. Xhaka, Guendouzi is not the one for me. Just doesn't quite work. But I would like to see Nelson start. And I know that left wing position is very much up for the youngsters at the minute whilst Lacazette is out. And it really is a toss-up between Saka and Nelson, and I think it's easy to forget how young these guys are. I mean, one's 18, the other's 19. They're both going to have their peaks and troughs, and I think Nelson hasn't really had the blistering start to the season that we wanted him to, but he was very good in the game against Notts Forest, in my opinion. Saka's had some brilliant moments this season, especially that game against Frankfurt, and then that very good first half he had against Aston Villa. But Nelson would be my choice for this game. I just think he's got a lot of promise, a lot of potential, and there's no better stage for him to show it on than at Old Trafford. So he'd be my choice. But then again, if he doesn't have a great first half, then at least we've got Saka off the bench to change things up. It's great to have two such young and versatile options. And then the defence, that's where things get interesting. From my point of view, as I say, I'd love to see Chambers, Holding and Tierney all come into the frame, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Chambers has to start at right back. Maitland-Niles is back in full training, but I mean, he's just been a liability at right back this season, and that's not me digging him out at all. He said himself he's not a right back, and the reason that he looks pretty decent last season is because he was playing a right wing back, a position where he doesn't have to be as defensively aware. Whereas this season, playing as an out and out right back, he's not been that great. So my choice would be Callum Chambers, who's excelled at right back this season. He wouldn't be my choice to play there long term. I think we all know that we want to see him play as a centre half. But for now, whilst he's playing so well at right back, I wouldn't disrupt that. I would play him in that position. And then I would love to see Luiz and Holding as the centre-back partnership. You're effectively halving the mistakes that one of Socrates and Luiz can make. And if they start together, you open yourself up for errors. Rob Holding just looks so calm, so composed in the game against Forest. He's been training with the first team for a while now. He's got lots of minutes under his belt. Let's not forget, he played the game against Forest. He's played quite a few games now with the under-23s. So I'm excited about him coming back into the team. And I think this is the game. He had his injury at Old Trafford last season. To come back in that fixture would be massive for him, and he will be going into this game with loads of confidence, I believe. So I would start Holding in this game. And then Tierney at left back. I don't think Kolasinac has been dreadful this season, but I think Tierney's better, to be honest. So I would start Tierney in that position. But apart from that, I think I've pretty much gone through the team that I'd like to see start this game. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I think we've got a great opportunity to get 3 points at a ground where we notoriously do so poorly and haven't won there in God knows how long. So I really hope we get the job done. There won't be a better opportunity for some time. Actually, there could be. United don't look like they're getting any better. But let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. Please do drop a like on the video if you have enjoyed it. Apologies for the inconsistent coverage. I'll try to make it more regular as and when. But as I say, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll speak to you very, very soon, guys. See you later.